Hi, this is David, and we're going to do a lesson soon together where we'll go over le pare-brise because I've had a lot of people over the course of time ask me how to pronounce this because it's in the listening course. Pare-brise. So what I want you to do first is make the B sound and then the R sound. So don't do it as in English where we think of that BR being one sound, one movement. Think of it like this: brise. Brise, brise. Now you notice that I'm not moving my mouth a lot, and I'm keeping the tip of the tongue inside, touching the inside of the lower teeth. And what I'm doing is I'm just bringing the soft palate down. So to make sure you know what I mean by bringing this soft palate down, breathe out one long breath, and I want you to, during that breath, redirect the flow of air. So what you'll first be breathing out through your mouth, and then you're going to redirect the flow of air to breathe through your nose. So let's do that. Now that, if you can do that, then that means you can lower your soft palate. So I don't want you to think about the other things you might be thinking about the R. Just don't think of this as an R, and just lower your soft palate. Brise, brise. Brise. All right, let's say it a little bit quicker. Brise, 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 brise. All right, now what I want you to do is to really tie this together is we're going to put a lot more tension in the sides of our mouth, and we're going to constrict our mouth so that it almost can't move. We almost can't do anything. We can only move the tongue a little bit inside. So, and then we're going to say the whole thing here. And when we get to the word arrière, we're just going to lower that soft palate. What I think part of this problem for English speakers who send me emails about this word, brise, pare-brise, is partly what may be happening is that you are trying to make what you think is a French R sound. And so to do that, you have to breathe out. You have to do a ch sound. You're trying to make a ch sound, and it's that may be messing many of you up and maybe tripping you up. And I hope to find that out for sure when we have a lesson soon. We're all together on the call. Maybe we can figure this out, but I think that may be part of the problem. I'm not sure. So what we want to do is keep everything tight and don't breathe out. You don't need to make a ch sound, okay? So le pare-brise, les vitres avant, les vitres arrière. Now that arrière wasn't quite sharp enough. I need to push down with that soft palate so that the ri comes out. Instead of being a soft, slow type of thing, I'm just pushing down on the soft palate. Le pare-brise, les vitres avant, les vitres arrière. Le pare-brise, les vitres avant, les vitres arrière. Le pare-brise, les vitres avant, les vitres arrière. Le pare-brise. I need to also be thinking about pushing down on the soft palate for the R in pare. Le pare-brise, le pare-brise, le pare-brise. So it may be that this helped you because you're no longer trying to make a scratching sound and trying to breathe out, make a h sound. Let's go to another one. There is in the snail farmer interview over here, he talks about two different types of snails. The petit gris, so this is the word for gray, and I want you to think about it as gris, gris, not gray, where it's one movement for the GR, one type of sound for the GR. It's gris, 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 gris. So le petit gris et le gros gris, le petit gris et le gros gris. Now this is very challenging. I even practiced a little bit before I started the video to make sure I could say le petit gris et le gros gris. It's difficult and challenging, and what you're doing is you're tightening up the sides of your mouth, and what we need to do is get them really, really tight, the sides of our mouth, and keep a lot of tension there where we're not moving the mouth much. And we're doing that so that we can avoid making the English movements. Now later, when you've learned to make the English movements and when you've learned to make the French movements, and you're no longer making the English movements, you'll be able to relax a little bit and just make the French movements. But right now, I want you to put a lot of tension here and keep things really tight when you practice reading out loud and reading in French. Keep things really tight so that you learn how to make the little tiny French movements without being polluted by the English movements where it's kind of big and sloppy and loose. Okay, so you need to keep things really tight. And then once you learn the French movements, you can relax a little bit, but that comes later, comes with time. So we'll go over this when we have a lesson soon, and you need to be on the email newsletter in order to get the invitation and the link. And then maybe we'll be able to figure this out together, because I need to talk to some of you, and we'll try it out loud, and we'll figure out together what's going on and if this little video helped. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.